close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light. If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me a sign, just give me the green light.
If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me a sign. If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
She held out a hand, sung his golden tan, por favor come dance. Swept me off my feet, moving like a melody, Spanish masterpiece. The way she shook her hips, sang for you on her lips, one taste just ain't enough. The way she got near, whispered in my ear, my blood started to rush. Took me by surprise when I looked in her eyes, and she said, I love you for the night, I love you for the night. Ooh, eres bonita, baby.
What is going on, everybody watching on the Arcadia esports stream? I want to thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to be doing some ECAC playoffs. Arcadia is going to be a top 8 contending team in the quarterfinals here. Today we're going to be going against the New York Tech Cybears. I'm, of course, Garrett, and I'm joined again by Maxwell.
Yep, we are back.
Yes, we are. We are back. Top 8. How did that happen?
So we are now officially in the ECAC quarterfinals because unfortunately for CCSU, they were caught smurfing, which is a practice where you use a account that has a much lower ranking than your actual skill level. Which doesn't typically really affect the game itself very much, but it can throw off teams with their scouting and stuff like that, and is generally frowned upon in the community. So it's against the rules in ECAC. I guess when they were in their match against Cybears, they got caught. And so here we are up against a previous scrim partner, New York Tech. And looking like it's going to be a real friendly game. I can see in the chat of the game a lot of players talking with each other, saying long time no see, it's been a while since we've had a scrim, stuff like that. So looking like a real friendly game. And hopefully if you keep spamming those squids, we should be able to get into the game pretty soon.
Yeah, of course. And the whole smurfing thing, it sucks for a team to be coming out like that, but rules are there for a reason, I guess. And Arcadia's going to be looking to take advantage of that and bring their best into this game as we start moving into the map Busan here. We'll see both teams kind of come out here. Like you said, previous scrim partners, so maybe both teams are knowing a little bit about each other. So we're looking for a great game here.
And I honestly, when it's a match between scrim partners, those are some of the best and most competitive matches because, yeah, indeed, they do have a general sense for each other's play styles, and because you know these players, you want to win just that much more.
Of course, yeah. We see the composition start to come out for both teams here. Arcadia running classic hero composition that we've seen time after time from these guys, and stuff that they're really comfortable on. New York running a couple different picks, and so we'll see how they kind of come up against each other here. Both teams are going to be opting to go for the high ground here on opposite sides. Arcadia opting to take control of this bridge here, firing shots across towards New York here. They do have the Roadhog, so Kojo's going to be looking for some big picks, big hooks here to get picks onto the opposing team. Kojo throws a hook, whiffs immediately there. We do see a big flank coming out from New York's Reaper here. What can he do? He's getting bigger, gets anti-nated and has to dip.
But the Widowmaker getting a pick on Pluto,
Yeah,
and
big
Mulin
pick.
getting a clutch res.
It's the res, but New York is going to get the first capture here on the point as their percentage starts to tick up. We'll see Reinhardt from New York getting slept there, getting hooked by Kojo.
It looks like
As
the kills
JPEG
are
comes up from the
kind of
side.
coming up.
Pluto getting a couple picks here. Nice shots onto the Widow. Both teams losing a few characters, but Arcadia's not able to get the retake on the point as of right now. It's staying contested, but points keep ticking up. Kojo with a nice hook onto the Reaper there. Big pick. Mulin going to get another res, this time onto Crusher, as he immediately falls down, gets sniped in the dome.
Mighty Duck facing down this Reinhardt.
Yeah, but looks like I'm going to get a bunch of picks here for the side of New York. Reinhardt is going to be boosted as the Roadhog ultimate comes out again as for JPEG, and they will hold the point. The contest was so close for Arcadia.
Yeah, but 4 ults will really clean up really quickly. So 55% ticking up for New York, but Arcadia able to respond with coming up on 6 ults.
Ooh, Sigma ult coming out, not going to be able to pick up much as Reinhardt's diving in. Look at New York, look at their positioning right onto Arcadia's spawn as the hammer down does come. Oh, getting a pick on the Ladtrick with the Reinhardt ulti.
Okay, they get the kill on the Widowmaker. If they can follow up on this Hog, get their respawns, and then push hard, that can do wonders.
See, Arcadia's going to opt to take the second route outside of here.
Kojo taking a duel!
See, Lion over here on the Reaper. Bob comes out for Arcadia as JPEG takes down Kojo. Ladtrick's going to get the kill in return. Can Arcadia make this touch here? The point is going to be capped by Bob, I think. As the tanks start falling down onto the point by the Mighty Duck is going to be falling. New York's going to gain control again as Widow is just getting pick after pick. JPEG's going to be switching to the ball as he takes down Kojo, the ball aficionado himself. And that will be the first map on Busan going towards New York.
New York looking really good on that. They just kind of messed around with what Arcadia was bringing, didn't let them set up how they wanted to, kept them in an uncomfortable position with the Reinhardt, the Reaper constantly on their front line. Arcadia wants to play separate, but when you've got such pressure on your tanks, you need to support them. So it's looking like we're swapping to a more brawl style with the Lucio, Moira, Reaper on the brawl tanks, while Pluto's still gonna take this Widow duel and try to exert his dominance.
Yeah, the composition coming out Arcadia a little bit more reminiscent of the earliest weeks of Nace that we saw, a little bit more brawly with the Zarya Reinhardt. So we'll see how this opts to come back. They're going to be falling back onto this composition as JPEG is going to be rolling in the back trying to disrupt Arcadia. He's flying super high trying to get to Pluto but can't reach the top of the building there. Latchik and Kojo getting a couple quick picks as Winston is trying to jump on top of Pluto now, but the tanks are going to be missing. Control point is going to unlock soon. It looks like Arcadia has first control on this.
Yeah, they've got control of the point space, but can they cap it in time?
Oh, they can cap it as Winston walks off for just a moment. The cap finishes.
All right.
Kojo's going to take out the ball.
Yeah, they trade 2 tanks for their main healer. Honestly, that's a little rough to lose the Moira, but definitely worth it for the New York
Pluto
not
got
having a
nice
front line.
pick on the New York's Widow. Lion is coming to round on the Hanzo, takes out Pluto, and the Mighty Duck gets him back. Sniper down for both sides. We'll see. Opts to swap to the Doomfist, so we'll see how Doomfist opts into this composition here. They're gonna be looking for a heavy dive onto this point, just trying to make the cap again.
He's decided that the Widow duel isn't really going in his favor. Pluto, super proficient on that hero. And so he's opting to take a hero that Widow kind of has trouble dealing with. If you get on her as Doomfist, you're just gonna kill her.
Pluto gonna get a nice pick there as King Waffle takes one. Mighty Duck answers in return. There's a big brawl on this point as the Winston dives onto Pluto. Can he get away? Looks like he can as of now. Hammer down comes out. Mighty Duck is going to miss the charge.
Latchik in a big position. He's on the tanks.
Doing so much damage to this Winston as he jumps around. Trying to look for Pluto, but Pluto is just using the coach gun to get away.
Skill orb.
Oh, Winston jumped off to get a reset timing. You gotta understand the strategy, of course, but it just looks so weird for the Winston to dive off the map like that.
Yeah, and it takes a certain type of, like, control to know when to kill yourself in this game. Because the longer you stay around, the more you're just gonna stagger yourself out.
Baptiste on the top of the building here going to be raining down a lot of damage, taking out Kojo actually with a couple headshots. Yulin pops a coalescence. We'll see what it does to Dragons.
Big
picking up
dragon.
2 kills. Healer and main tank going down. Looks like New York is going to be able to cap this point as Arcadia is up to 94%.
And we've seen they look really good on the defensive positions where they can play forward into the front line without having to worry about like a second fight.
Yeah, look again how far up New York is playing here. Super aggressive into Arcadia spawn.
Okay, they get 1 kill. They're going on this Roadhog.
Roadhog is
Latchik here in a great position to deal a lot of damage. Plus, he's got the Death Blossom to follow up.
Yep, JPEG able to push him out a little bit as New York looks for the regroup. Can Lion get any picks with this Hanzo? Pluto jumps up, doesn't take him down. Ooh, Hammer Dunk comes out, but it's blocked by the Mighty Duck as Latchik goes crazy with the Zarya grab. Doesn't pick up a lot of kills, but does a lot of damage. Latchik takes down a Doomfist with Roadhog right after, and Arcadia gets control of the point once again. And that will be the second map for Arcadia.
Yeah, that looked a lot better than this first one. When they were running this brawl, they were able to play a lot more to the style that New York has brought to this match. Because with the poke, your frontline pressure is pretty much nothing. A Reinhardt can just walk up to you, and if he's got the support, which in that case he did, he's just gonna be so hard to kill. He's just gonna completely ruin your frontline, and that leaves your backline open to the kills from the Widow, like we saw. So Arcadia responding really well. Bringing back out the poke for this map, just because it's so open and it's kind of hard to brawl here. So we'll see what happens.
Going to be looking for some big picks here as Lion is going to bring out a McCree for New York, so we'll see what he's able to do on that. Going to get chunked immediately low, gets healed up. Kojo's looking for a cheeky hook on the side. Oh, he gets hooked himself and immediately taken out. JPEG hitting a nice hook. New York is going to get initial control of the point here. It looks like the cap is going to come out, and Mighty Duck opts a contest. How long he's going to be able to hold that? Not long, as New York takes the point. Mighty Duck's trying to do what he can with the shields, but they just keep breaking. Sigma has no time to recharge.
Yeah, this Reinhardt! Kojo!
Ooh,
Oh my
good
god.
job, Kojo. Big hook. JPEG gets hit by the rock. It's going to be forced to disengage a little bit. Arcadia creating a lot of space for themselves to eventually move up and take this point. If they can get another pick, it'll be nice, but with Latchik going
Latchik.
down, it makes it a little bit more difficult. New York playing very nicely around this point. Able to buy time. JPEG hits Kojo once again, taking down.
JPEG looking really good in this hog duel.
Yep.
Timing his hooks perfectly. Just watching Kojo's health, knowing when he can get the one shot. Oh, that is
High Noon's gonna catch
unlucky.
two.
Yeah, this McCree high noon, and then he got lifted up by the Sigma ult, and just had perfect sight lines.
That is a shame. You hate to see that.
Yeah. But
And New York
it
playing
happens.
Very aggressively here. They will fall back though. JPEG is hunting for a hook here. Can he hit it? Dragons come out, and Crusher will go down from the Dragons. Mighty Duck was cut off, so he falls as well. Hits a hook onto Kojo. Kojo falls. Arcadia's gonna have to bide time in their spawn as the members start to come up.
Yeah. And pushing into 3 ults.
80%.
And all
we see
really
Kojo
powerful
swap
ones.
to the ball. Oh, he's making a beeline
Hog is
for the
lurking.
point.
Hog is lurking.
Look at him. He's going to force New York to come back, and it buys a lot of time for Arcadia. Can he win? Kojo's starting to spin around the point. It's going up. He captures it all by himself, actually. He will
But now
fall.
they need to get to the point. That
Can
just bought
Arcadia
them
push
time.
up? High Noon comes out again. Lion's not going to get anything off of it. Arcadia's moving in overtime. The touch comes out as it resets. Pluto is on it by himself, though. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Kojo comes back, but he's just going to be falling again. Big target to blow up. And that will be the third map of Busan and the map as a whole to New York.
Yeah. That was, as a whole map, that was pretty close. Arcadia taking it back on that second point. But honestly, I think Arcadia just got outplayed here. New York, seeing that first point with the hope comp didn't work too well for Arcadia. Then Arcadia, changing what they were doing, manages to take the win on this second point. But then going back to what wasn't as successful, I think they're just trying to play around what they have practiced so much. But against a team like New York Tech, you do have to play into what they're doing. Practice is important, but when you adapt and that adaptation succeeds, I almost want to see you stick with that until they find an answer.
Right, of course. And we saw New York play super hyper aggressive after taking control of the point, playing really front towards Arcadia's spawn and leaving them with very little options. And we saw on the point 2 of Busan, it kind of bit them a little bit as the Doomfist and Roadhog got picked. But for the most part, it left Arcadia with very little options to just come out of their spawn and consistently eating those hog hooks from JPEG. Did a lot of damage to Arcadia's team, and I'm assuming, their strategies, their plans.
Yeah. This poke comp hasn't been like the biggest thing we've seen from Arcadia in previous seasons. Seeing it a lot more since after they've been scrimming with New York, which was a little more in the summer, early fall. So hadn't really seen how it stacks up with New York. So gonna need to adapt a little bit to see what you can do about that. I liked Latchik on the Reaper. That looked really good. He
It did.
kept the tanks out of where they didn't want them, keeping them away from the back line, peeling for the tanks that got low. Kojo, notably, whenever he got to half, he would immediately get hooked and killed by the hog. And that pressure and danger that Reaper brings to the opposing hog kept JPEG from being able to just do that uncontested. So I kind of want to see him bring that back out.
Yeah,
looks like we have a sub.
Yeah, it looks like there's a player swap here.
Yeah, Roaring Iron, I think. Let me see. Brandon, coming in place of Lion.
All right, well, we'll see how that pans out. Um, it uh, it looks like initial map hover is going to be Junkertown, obviously the choice of Arcadia. So we'll see if that's locked in. But definitely something if they're looking towards the poke comp, the snipers, definitely could be advantageous for them in making the push and defense. So, what are your thoughts of Arcadia's choice of Junkertown, possibly?
I mean, Junkertown looks really good for the poke comp, and also they've practiced this map in particular quite a lot on it.
Mm-hmm.
They've they know where they want their tanks, where their supports go, and stuff like that. Where to take fights on defense, when to push on offense, stuff like that. So I could see this working a lot better than a control map where it's very even on both sides. Where you can use the advantage of the map a lot more on these escort maps that we see Arcadia so strong on.
It looks like we will be heading into Junkertown here as the teams assemble. We do see the sub. I don't know the reasoning for the sub. It looked like Lion was playing very well, but I guess just wasn't their traditional main roster.
Yeah,
So
maybe
we'll see.
I could see Lion probably as more of a hit scan player, while Brandon's
Uh-huh.
bringing out the more specialist picks like the Genji.
Yeah, we do see a hover onto Genji here. JPEG on Zenyatta. Okay, so they have a couple switches. So JPEG is now on the support, and they have Roaring Iron in for tank. So he will be running the Roadhog, and JPEG is going to be on Zenyatta. Definitely a little different. I don't know the reasoning, but JPEG was hitting massive Roadhog hooks.
Yeah.
So we'll see how New York changes with a little bit of the player changes. Pluto hitting an initial headshot on the King Waffle.
Definitely making them not have to play as careful, knowing that the Widow isn't going to be there to take any shots. Respawning now, though.
You see Brandon on the Genji playing up front here, trying to disturb Arcadia's backline, as they will opt to fall back and control this open area that Junkertown has. Try to get
Kojo getting a big hook. Anti, so he has to back off.
Mighty Duck hitting a big hook and falling. They will be losing their big shield as JPEG takes out Latrick on the Zenyatta. And New York
Grapple shot.
Yeah, New York just getting pick after pick. And it's going to be taking down Arcadia as they're buying more and more space.
These supports need to die sooner. Alright, there we go. They're out, so they... But it looks like they're still going to get the far spawn, so... Not sure if Arcadia is going to be able to take a fight exactly where they want to. Especially knowing how...
Yeah, really sucks for Arcadia. They're going to have no healers.
Especially knowing how far up New York Tech likes to play. They're going to try to keep Arcadia from taking this fight here at the takeout.
Yep, Latrick is going to be falling. Pluto's going to fall. Yeah, without these healers, it's really hard for Arcadia to
do big anti from Crusher 99, though.
Big anti, but can Kojo get a kill off of it? Doesn't look like it. The blade comes out. Brandon getting one kill, looking for a second. Doesn't get it, gonna back out. But New York is making a lot of time on this payload. It just keeps pushing forward.
On this side of Arcadia here, though. They can wait a little bit, get their healers back, and then push in. Like they're doing right now on the Zen. They don't really have any damage left for New York.
Looking to get a good angle here. Sigma comes out, gonna whiff. Latrick's trying to make stuff happen.
Someone needs to touch. Alright, Mercy holding until the Roadhog can get there.
Here. Kojo gets boosted, but his ultimate gets eaten by the Sigma for the most part. King Waffle getting a nice shots on the Pluto. He's gonna fall. Roaring Iron's gonna get Crusher. It's just Mulin and Latrick here. Mulin's gonna fall, and Latrick soon after. King Waffle doing so much on this Widow. And this last point here, we'll see if Arcadia can make a hold, but it's not looking too great for them.
Yeah, this harmonized Genji is just doing so much in the back line of Arcadia here. Poke comps notably pretty weak against the dive because they want to keep their distance, and then Genji just closes the gap and just puts out so much damage.
We see Brendan playing with the high and low ground very well here, climbing with the Genji. He's gonna get behind Mulan here. Can he get the pick onto the healer? He's gonna miss a couple shots here. Mulan doing a great job of dodging around, trying to keep Pluto boosted. There is a tank battle underneath. Kojo is gonna be fighting Sigma. The dragons come out as the Roadhog ultimate is used by Roaring Iron.
Keeps him away. Stops
Sigma
the Roadhog
ult
from
comes
getting
out.
value.
Ooh, it's a rock onto the Sigma. Kojo uses his Roadhog ult of himself. Again, gets eaten by Sigma though. Blade comes out, gonna be a big dive. Can he make it happen? Mulan falls, Latrick falls.
They get the Genji, he's stuck.
Yep, Pluto gonna get a kill onto the Genji in response. Roaring Iron hits a hook onto the Mighty Duck, he's gonna fall. And it looks like this map is all but finished as the last little bit meter comes out, and that is gonna be Junkertown for New York.
Yeah, Roaring Iron leading his team to a roaring pace, taking 4 minutes in the time bank.
All right, so we'll see what Arcadia can do here. There is a lot of time that New York kept, though. They have 3 minutes and 55 seconds, so even if Arcadia makes the 3-point, they're going to have to do it really quickly here to stay on pace for the overtime that would ensue. What do you expect to see that come out of Arcadia here on the attacking side?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see them bring out the same thing here. And it looks like that is what they're going to do, except Latrick on the Genji, Crusher still on the Ana. That right there is a win condition.
It sure is.
Yeah,
We've
the
seen it
poke
plenty of
comp.
times.
Yeah, poke comp doesn't really have a whole lot of ult combos in its bank, just because you've got sights that'll help you position, play around where the enemy team's playing, but it's not really a win condition. You've got the nano, but there's no one to pair it with, so you typically just use it to bail out your hog. Mercy's ult, not what it used to be, as many Mercy mains writhe in agony, me bringing this up. But with the Genji Blade, that is a classic combo. The Nano Blade, known for getting 4Ks, full team wipes.
Ooh, Waffle's gonna take out Latrick with the poison trap. Looks like New York's gonna opt to control the high ground. They do have Orisa Diva. Big
Rig.
tank front line. Yeah, look at JPEG just chilling on the side. Not sure what's going on. He's just kind of standing there menacingly. Yep. And it's not doing a whole bunch. Looks like might have connection issues for JPEG as he just kind of stood there and died. But anyways, Arcadia gonna make a lot of ground here. King Waffle taking out Latrick once again. Kojo's gonna be taking on this mini Diva here as he get blasted away, and Diva gets her mech back. That's gonna be huge for New York if they can make this point. Diva was so close.
On the other hand, okay, she gets out. If Arcadia could get the mech out again, that would be huge for them, because that is just a massive stagger on the Diva.
Mighty Duck fighting here. He was antied for a little bit. He's gonna put the shield out. This Ball Diva getting really in the face of Arcadia.
Ball low, Mighty Duck taking him out.
Iron dips. Brandon on the Tracer is gonna be looking to get work done. He does have the pulse bomb.
No tanks.
Oh, it's gonna go down, taking out Crusher.
So the Blade combo is off the table, but okay. I was gonna say Arcadia could just focus on cleaning up here, but now New York really just setting up and getting picks.
This fight is so messy with Ball and the Ball basically just absolutely disrupting the whole line. It was so spread out. Neither team was really grouped up, and that for sure benefited New York as Tracer was just able to run rampant and just get a ton of flanks off.
So, the Zen swap was pretty recent, so Arcadia should know that they
Ooh,
don't
and
have the
speaking of Zen, get hit in
Transcendence.
the head.
Yeah.
Nice
So,
pick.
if they want to, the blade here is safe. There's no Transcendence to block it. But with 2 kills up, you might just be looking to continue to pressure, get kills off of your numbers. But they're going to need to do that fast, because New York already coming back off the respawns.
Yeah, they make some picks here. Pluto getting one onto King Waffle.
Mighty
Ooh,
Duck,
Electric
really
coming
low.
down. Big. The ball ultimate comes out, but is mostly on the high ground, so maybe missed its mark a little bit. Mulin
Huge,
sneaky
huge.
res onto the Mighty Duck. That is big. Gonna get boosted. The ultimate comes out. Transcendence
That's a
answers
little
it.
weird, considering Nano does not help with his ult. It's based on max hit points, so the Nano
the blade?
damage boost does not affect it. I think that was
gets
supposed to go
taken
to
out.
Genji.
What a shame. Uses the blade and drops. Mighty Duck is antied and gets taken down by ball. Mulin is by herself, and Arcadia will have to regroup. Seems like a
Kojo.
little bit of a disconnect.
Kojo on the
Arcadia.
ball. Latrick coming on the McCree.
Ooh,
And Pluto
nice pick on
getting
the
a
King
pick.
Waffle. Kojo waiting on the side, just biding his time for his moment. JPEG is right underneath him. How sneaky is he? It looks like very sneaky as he bumps off JPEG. Look at Kojo! That is huge, but how is the rest of Arcadia faring?
Yeah, they're
Looks
gonna
like pretty
need to
well.
stay
They're
alive
getting
at the
the
end half of this fight, which
Ooh,
is
Kojo
shown
getting a
to be a
nice
problem.
Kojo on the backline with the ball, soloing both of New York's healers.
That is just the opening they need here to close it out. But if
Yep.
King Waffle,
Oh
what are you
my
doing?
God, King
King
Waffle!
Waffle, what are you doing?
Look at the picks. Pluto answers, but is it too late?
And Pluto says, I'm the Widowmaker on this server. Get out of my house.
Oh,
And they
Kojo
take this
taking him out
first
again.
point if they can get this ball.
Oh, ball ultimate on the point's gonna hurt so much.
Nick's
Latchik
there.
has the high noon. Is it gonna come out? He gets Gemini. Oh, the res on the Pluto is nice. But look at ball. Oh, falls. And getting the first point. What a
Just
crazy end
barely
to that first
eking
point.
that first point out.
Woo, that was a clencher, Maxwell. As Pluto takes down King
it's a
Waffle
clencher
again.
if I've ever seen one. Pluto just... Pluto responding to King Waffle's audacity to get picks on his map.
These Widows are just going crazy. Both of them. Brandon with the McCree getting a couple picks here.
Yeah, swaps to the McCree, gets 2 almost immediately.
Oh, Pluto walks up, sees him. Brandon, the flashbang misses as he's going to be looking to take out Mulin. Misses a couple shots. He's going to get Zarya's shield. Look at this backline McCree.
Kojo separating the backline off from the main team. Then, super far up.
Ooh, Latrick on the McCree himself. What is he doing here? A couple picks dropping. Ball ult is in front of the point as Kojo looks, he makes something happen, but he just drops. King Waffle getting a nice shot onto Kojo.
Pluto
Roaring
uses
Iron.
the SMG.
Look
Getting
at the Zarya
headshots.
charge. It's so much. Grab comes out. Going to get Mulin and Pluto with it. And Arcadia's going to have to regroup.
My question is that a fat finger on the Zenol? Because I don't
It might be.
see that coming out on purpose at the end of that fight. It's just a Widow and a Mercy close range. So really no real danger there.
Yeah, this big. Oh my
King
God!
Waffle.
King Waffle again. Mulin's
This
going to
is
get
just
the res on
this is
Latrick.
just a battle between hitscan players.
Yup. Roadhog is going to get boosted here as Kojo jumps in the back. The Nano
Brandon
not
coming
doing all
out.
that much.
Brandon
getting a
coming
nice
out
pick.
saying, I'm a hitscan player too. McCree will hit you in the head.
Whew. This is an exciting one. 30 seconds left for Arcadia. Can they make the push? This Zarya is doing so much damage. Her charge is so high.
No one can hide from my sight.
Arcadia gonna come up to the high ground, but Roaring Iron takes out the Mighty Duck. Shield's gonna be down. Grab is up once
Big
again,
grab.
actually. And a quick grab.
JPEG coming
High
back
noon
on the
comes out.
Lucio.
Latrick taking out Brandon with the high noon. Throwing Iron Falls. Latrick getting some nice kills here as the overtime comes out. Only a couple heroes left on the side of New York to try and phase off this push, but the Roadhog ultimate comes out. It might be exactly what they need. Mulin keeping everybody healed up as JPEG's going to take out Latrick on the Lucio. Ball ultimate comes out to bring people off of the high ground.
King Waffle getting 3.
Wow, King Waffle immediately swapped to the Tracer and just gets massive picks. Overtime is coming out, but it's just Kojo, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, Tracer just coming back at the last second swap, and typically the natural prey of Pluto, but King Waffle saying no, I defy the food chain.
This guy's a monster. Getting played a game here, right as the map was ending.
1 healer, 2 healers, Pluto.
So much coming out from King Waffle. 52% kill participation. Wowie.
Par excellence.
What a entertaining performance that was.
That was very exciting.
That was back and forth. Pick
Unfortunate that it
central.
was that New York taking that, but still very exciting match. As grim as it might be to say this, we are playing with the house's money here because coming back for a second chance. So honestly, just kind of enjoying the ride here. We don't really have too much to prove here, so if we can take the win, that's huge. But yeah, just excited to keep the season going.
Yeah, obviously looking for some great games here. Looks like there's going to be another player swap for New York.
Roaring Iron getting swapped out for Lion.
Yeah.
So all of these players just seeming to play every role.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
a team of flex players.
Yeah. Just flexing on Arcadia. Putting their
in
players
the
anywhere.
literal sense. Yeah,
Taking
wouldn't be
2
surprised to see JPEG come out here on the DPS, really run the full gauntlet.
True. We'll see what Arcadia opts to take for map 3. But as a spectator, as a caster, Maxwell, what do you think Arcadia can do here? They need an answer.
So far they've looked strongest on their brawl going into NY, just because it looks like the pressure on the tanks is really keeping so much of the attention, and it's been opening up this opportunity for King Waffle to do what he's been doing, get 3 picks at a time, whether it's on the Widow or the Tracer.
Right.
It's just he's got so much space to work. And with New York just pushing up so far, I don't think you can work a punk comp when you're just giving away all this free space.
Yeah, it's really hard. They definitely need to figure out an answer, something to stifle the aggression we're seeing here. Because New York is just doing a lot. I mean, you see just how fast Zarya was charging ultimate, and how far up they're deciding to play here. Very much contesting Arcadia inside of these choke points, inside of small things, and trying to eliminate the amount of options that Arcadia has. But we'll be getting into map 3 here. It is going to be Volskaya Industries. So we'll see if they, Arcadia opts to run your favorite composition, Maxwell. A little bit of Torbjorn action.
Yeah, I don't see that coming out. But
maybe that's the
I'm more
answer.
expecting. I might be more expecting like the Latrick on the Hanzo, Pluto on the Ash.
Yeah.
And there it is. But I'm very optimistic going into this map, just because last week, although we did lose that match, they showed an excellent knowledge of this map. The way they played around it, played around these sight lines against a Bastion sim who just abuses sight lines like it's nobody's business. That is a very good sign.
Oh my god, look, it's JPEG on the DPS.
JPEG on the DPS!
Can he run the gauntlet? JPEG gonna be rocking Echo it looks like.
This looks like a really fast comp.
Yep.
It might not be dive tanks, but it looks like they just plan on running in, keeping the front line occupied, and sending this Echo Tracer duo into the back line to just mess with these pretty easy dive targets of Hanzo and Ashe.
Yeah, and you know, Echo Tracer really can be difficult targets to hit.
Pluto.
Oh, as I say that, Pluto
What?
just
Tracer on the
smacked
Mercy.
JPEG.
Can Mulin get away? Looks like she can.
Oh, Arcadia backed into a corner here. Can they do anything? Oh, Kojo hits a nice hook, but not going to make a kill out of it.
Okay,
Mulin gets a
Crusher
nice
99 has
res.
an opportunity here. They're playing at the edge of the map. Can he get a Lucio boost?
We're gonna need to
He's
see
not
something.
playing Lucio.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Some nice picks coming out. Pluto getting a nice shot on the Gemini there.
Yeah, there's the kill on the Tracer.
It's just going to be Zarya on the point, shielding herself. Gets one checkpoint onto it. So we'll see Kojo going to be taking out the Zarya there.
Yeah, Kojo
Nice kill,
looking a
nice
lot
control.
better on the ball than the Hog today. Typically, we've seen some really good things from his Hog, but today it just seems to be an off day on the Hog.
Yes,
So I
maybe
kind of
we'll-
like I like him staying on this ball.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see. And ball ultimate really good for this point here, as it it pretty much takes up the entire point. So it's going to be hard for New York to walk up here as they are moving, trying to take the high ground here. Once again, backing Arcadia into her corners. JPEG gets a nice pick onto Crusher. Kojo trying to do what he can on the ball, disrupt. Mulin floating on the side, trying to protect
Pluto killing Tracers like he does.
as he does, and New York's going to be able to sit onto the point here, getting some more charge up on it. It stays contested.
But
Pluto trying to move
I
around
don't
with the
see
coach
them
gun,
being
gets
able to
sniped.
recontest here.
It is just Mulin and Electric. They're going to have to go down. They're going to be so staggered.
Yeah, thankfully, the update a couple months ago means they should get really quick spawns
Yeah,
to
that was
avoid the snowball.
That was a
That was a-
solo grab onto Electric. So that's a big cooldown that might go down.
Yeah, that's a little bit of BM if you ask me.
Yep. They're going to be
JPEG.
walking forward here. Look at this momentum
the
with the
Ashe.
Lucio. Ooh, big hook on the King Waffle.
Mighty Duck off the map.
Come
The
down.
beat, so they're very healthy on point.
Kojo is going to be boosted, but he's not going to be able to do much damage.
But it
Kojo
looks
gonna
like
be
the kills are
taken out.
coming out for
Good enough.
Arcadia. They've got the close spawn, so any trades are on their side.
Sure are. Pluto getting his pick onto Brandon. As Arcadia is going to hold their ground. And New York will have to regroup to make a second push.
All that took was the nano, and as I said earlier, that's really just there to keep your Hog alive, bail him out when he's surrounded by so many players, like he was. So, nano, you can just build up another one by the time you might need it next. Don't really need to plan around it. Big anti in the Transcendence. That is a huge counter, but playing too far out of the way.
Ooh, Dragon's
Three
gonna
ults
be
coming out.
underneath the Sigma ultimate.
Can Bob finish off
Gonna
these
be
low
missed.
targets?
Oh, look at the picks coming out for New York. Bob is going to be doing what he can, but ultimately
Oh.
that's not much as JPEG takes out Pluto. Big pills, JPEG getting another one on the Kojo. The Winston's coming out for the Mighty Duck. Can the dive do anything? Oh, he's going to
Yeah,
be instantly
looking
going
just to
down.
be the quicker rollouts. Latcha coming on his Genji, Crusher on his Lucio.
Arcadia just trickling in here. Kojo with the ball. Can he boop him off? The beat comes out again. And Kojo falls to King Waffle. Slow contention coming out for Arcadia, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold much longer.
The respawn's looking really good. Convenient that a lot of Arcadia's signature
Ooh,
heroes are
Electric
these
with the
fast
swap.
rollouts.
Yeah, Latrick with the swap getting a couple picks here is actually the turning point that we needed. Kojo coming around, going to be trying to move.
Don't let him back cap.
The point's
But yeah.
still coming out. Mulin's
So
gonna
far,
be
all of
focused.
three of these swaps looking really good because, like, we know Kojo's so good on the ball. Crusher does so much on
the
Lucio.
ball gets pinned
Right.
against the wall and Discord orbed. gonna be falling.
This might be the end of the.
Patrick
That's
again. Oh, instantly
Mercy.
falls. Mulin. Oh no, she falls as well.
But
And it looked like there was a moment. There was
Yeah.
a couple of picks with Latrick. But it honestly, it wasn't enough in the end.
couple of lulls in chat. You guys are so annoying. So definitely a very lighthearted match, nonetheless. As you can see, these guys, they've played together before. They know each other. So although it is an official ECAC match, still keeping it friendly, keeping it fun. Looks like, although Arcadia's kind of not in a great spot right now, down 2 maps and 2 minutes left on Volskaya. Still, spirit's pretty high. They weren't expecting this, so they're just kind of enjoying it while they're here.
Arcadia gonna be the team on the attacking side this time around.
I like this comp.
Do you like this comp? Why do
I
you
like this comp a lot.
Why do you like this comp?
One, we've got the Mighty Duck on his signature lantern. We've got Latrick on the Reaper. They are the in an unrelated topic, they're throwing themselves off the map on defense. So whether they make it back in time or not is questionable. This might be a last minute comp swap. It looks like they're swapping their comp around. But a really late decision. This could just be a quick snowball.
Yeah, and with the
just so much free space they're getting here.
With the map suicide, Arcadia knows that they can just kind of make this first push here onto the point. Soldier gonna be doing what he can on the top. You see Gemini raining down. Arcadia will get first contest on this point, and it looks like they're gonna get 1 tick onto the point.
This is the one problem with being massive flexers. Just knowing all your different roles is that sometimes you can't really decide which ones you want to play.
Yeah, really weird. That was kind of a free point.
Yeah.
Just the
and it looks like they might just be swapping back to what they had originally. So
yeah, odd composition swap. Kind of gave Arcadia a free point there. They will have 6 minutes to work with on this one.
And if they can build their coalescence, they'll have 2 ults. They can probably snowball this, which Volskaya is so well known for. Can Crusher get out? Looks like he can. I'm looking for the Pluto High Noon.
Mighty Duck comes in, shields up. Kojo on the front line. Look at the Zarya charge, glowing.
Mulin has the coalescence.
JPEG big pick on the Latrick.
It comes out.
Comes out, but the Mighty Duck falls regardless. High Noon comes out. What can it do? Kojo getting a nice pick on the JPEG.
The kill's coming out for Arcadia, but I don't think they'll be able to take this regardless. Just because of what we saw last round. The spawns are so impactful here on this map.
Yeah, the spawn's super impactful, and it's
but
so hard.
Now they're coming back, full numbers. Kojo high charge, gets 2.
Out.
They can follow this up.
Grab.
Coming up on a shatter and a beat, so recontesting into this is going to be really difficult.
The beat comes out.
Mighty Duck.
Respawns come up.
He's ready. Will it be big?
Big hammer down comes out.
Gets 2.
The aim hacks comes out for Soldier. Gonna be
kills Crusher before he can hit the ground. They don't get the beat out.
That is a shame. The beat goes on cooldown. And it looks like Arcadia's gonna get pushed off. They do have 2 ticks onto the checkpoint though. And it will be 4.5 minutes.
Spawns will not be part of this anymore. Because if you get your team wipe, you take this space, that's going to be it. You can't dance on the point like Arcadia did previously.
Yep. Pluto getting a nice pick on the JPEG, but the respawn is most likely going to come out. Roadhog ult comes out for...
Off the map for Kojo.
Ooh, Kojo going to be bounced off. That is rough. Gemini getting a nice pick on the Pluto. They're just going to be biding their time here. We see New York moving up in the fashion that we saw in the first 2 maps. Trying to eliminate options from Arcadia to move. It's going to be trying to take cover behind this truck. Mighty Duck shield's going to have to recharge. gonna see what comes out. The Coalescence comes out. It's gonna be the go button for them, but the Sigma ult answers it. The
But
healing
still
is
keeping
real.
them all very healthy.
All very
The
healthy.
matchup I'm looking at here is who pulls the trigger first, King Waffle or Latrick.
Very big here. Both teams just kind of dancing around here. Pluto. Oh, Latrick with the
And King
ultimate
Waffle
Death
completely
Blossom.
separated from his team. He can't save them.
Wow, look at Latrick's Death
The
Blossom.
armor
What a
pack's
great
so
flank.
impactful. The armor pack's so impactful against the Death Blossom, but he was nowhere to be seen. He was dueling Pluto on the high ground.
What a Death Blossom coming out from Latrick. That was massive. And they will
And
have
Arcadia here with the
303.
time advantage.
Yeah.
First time on this series, they're taking the lead here.
Yep. We'll see what both teams can do in the overtime here. A little bit more time to work with on the side of Arcadia, but 1 minute is not the defining factor here. You know, both teams are very much able to take this map.
Yeah, and we don't really have anything to go off here for what New York Tech looks like on the first point defense.
Yep, exactly.
Definitely kicking themselves, because they could probably hold that for a minute, giving themselves the time advantage if they just played a little bit more decisively, know what they wanted to play and stick with it. But because they can't do that this next time. If they give up the first point, that's probably the map.
Yeah, and it looks like, look at the dive coming out for the side of New York. They're looking to just completely rush this first point.
But I think they're still expecting Arcadia to be running this poke comp. Because most of the things they're running is just going to get kind of destroyed by what Arcadia's got if you play it right. Like Winston,
Melted.
fierce Reaper.
Melted.
Yeah. Pluto, so proficient on hit scan. Hitting an Echo in the air shouldn't be too much of a problem for him, as long as he's got the sights on him before Echo is on top of him.
New York getting a big flank dive here. Will
Yeah,
Pluto go
rotating
down?
around, but
Pluto falls. And New York has Arcadia surrounded.
and they get this Genji. He's one.
Pushing down, Kojo falls as well. That's two
Mighty
kills.
Duck.
Oh, the Mighty Duck is going to fall as well, and New York just gets complete control of this point. Pushing Arcadia into this house here. The Winston dive is going to be another kill up for Lion. Gemini going to be taking out Latrick, and that's going to be the first point on Volskaya in New York's favor. Very quick. What a nice strategy coming out. Complete, 360 flank and just pincering Arcadia into 1 point, and they were just farmed.
Immortality Field coming out really early from New York. But what I'd like to draw your attention to here is the ult bank for New York. Yep, they've got a lot of high charges, but the ones I want to point out is the Genji and the Ana.
Yep. The
They're
rage
looking
comes
for
out.
this win
Look at
condition.
the self-destruct. Self-destruct doesn't get anything. Hammer down comes out. Gemini is going to be taking down the Mighty Duck as Coalescence gets popped for Arcadia.
The Nano Blade coming out.
Nano Blade is going to be
Big beat.
Taking out Kojo. Death Blossom comes down. He's going to be taken out by the Nano Blade. As
Big
JPEG
zoning.
keeps on going here, he's going to get taken out.
But Pluto with a massive zoning high noon.
What a bloody push here on the point. All of the
There-
ultimates being spended, aside from Kojo's grab.
King Waffle swapping to the Lucio. Trying to get back a little faster.
See a low push. They have
All
10
right.
seconds left. The Winston is poised
Winston
to touch the point
ready
for
to
overtime.
touch. Okay,
Yep.
no boop to keep him off.
Out comes the overtime. It's
Here's the
gonna
bomb.
get down
Big
there.
grab
look,
gets 5!
It's so big! Oh, and just a firing squad unleashed onto them.
He's crazy!
Oh, that was a clean grab.
Kojo breaking the Geneva Conventions with that grab. What are you doing?
Absolutely massive as they walk into the Zarya grab there. Gonna be taken out. Now Arcadia has 3 minutes to work with. And I believe all they need is one checkpoint on the second point. One check on second point.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Arcadia bring out the Genji Ana like New York did here. Because with these overtime rounds, what you're trying to do is bring a strong comp into this first point, take it quickly, and then have your ults be a win condition snowball for the second point. And that's what New York tried to do there, where they were playing this dive to try to set up their Genji in the mid fight. So he could build his ult, Ana get a lot of healing off the Winston and the D.Va, so that they've got this Nano Blade. Thankfully, Crusher, so good on the Lucio, gets his beat out, countering the Blade, and they managed to keep that win condition under foot. But now Arcadia bringing out the same brawl as they did on the first point. That went so well. But New York playing a lot of airborne stuff, so it's up to Pluto on this McCree to keep the Pharah and the Echo under wraps, keep them from getting value, and then it's just a 4v6, 4v5 that Arcadia can just try to run away with.
Exactly. New York looking to play the skies here with Pharah and Echo.
Really surprised they don't have a Mercy here. Really relying on Brandon to get these shots on the low DPS when they need healing.
Yeah, it might be hard to hit those as Arcadia is looking to take the high ground here. Opting for a similar strategy but mirrored.
It looks like they're trying to rotate around so they can drop and leave their McCree up there so he's got the high ground looking down on the point.
Yep. JPEG going to be looking for a lot of rockets here. It's going to be falling. The Ana is hitting her shots on the JPEG.
Baptiste hitting the shots on JPEG too.
Yep.
Really impressive
the Mighty Duck is going to fall to Gemini as Pluto gets
But Lion going down too. It's an even
Baptiste
trade.
Immortality is coming down. Kojo gets a nice kill on the King Waffle.
This is a mess. What is happening here? Okay.
This is such a mess. This is so bloody. But it looks like New York is going to end out on top, and Arcadia is going to have to regroup and make another push.
Ult's coming up. Looks like we will have the VAP field for New York in this next fight. And probably the Coalescence will be the start button here for Arcadia.
Yep,
they're making space, but I don't see them committing too much until they get this up.
Yep, Arcadia trying to come out as fast as possible as Coalescence comes out. Look at Gemini on the side, though, and the JPEG ultimate.
They get him!
Take down! Coalescence is still going down.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't use Farah's Barrage if you don't know for certain that you're safe. And McCree just following it up instantly.
Kojo going to dodge a hammer down, but is going to fall. Latrick is still alive to take down Gemini.
Can he clean it up with a Blossom here, or does he want to try to save it for the second point?
I think you opt to try and save it, but he might have no choice.
He might have to. He dies with it.
He's going to opt to die with it, and Arcadia's going to look for another push.
All New York Tech has left is this Zarya grab. And Arcadia with 2 counters to it. They've got the beat, the more classic counter. But also, if the McCree can stay out of it, he can high noon and keep the enemy team from following up on it.
Yep. You see Arcadia trying to posture through, opting to go the route they took the first time. Is Kojo's going to get a nice kill on the JPEG. That's a lot of damage coming down.
Out comes the
comes out,
zone.
Not going to hit anything. Death Blossom is there. He's going to get pinned after, though, but 2 kills coming down. The damage is done.
Both healers. Very critical picks. And that should be first point. I don't see them recontesting this. It shouldn't be possible with overtime spawns, with all the pressure that's on the point.
That will be the point. Overtime comes out.
Shatter, Grab, and Coalescence will be what they have for the snowball here.
Yep.
They've got one attempt at this point.
Yep,
they need to make it count. 1 tick, so they don't need to worry too much about overtime spawns or cleanup. It's a 3-person grab. You can follow up with the Shatter.
Trick behind him, the Immortality comes out, saving all of them. The Hammer Down's coming out. Pluto getting a nice kill.
Do not let this Echo get a big Shatter.
Oh no.
It looks like it's 3, but
Gemini is going to be
the Mighty Duck, the original Reinhardt here,
looking for Shadow. Kojo is on such big. Oh, the Shadow's going to hit Pluto, but he isn't going to be going down until after.
But here come the respawns. They didn't take this fight quick enough.
Oh,
not cleaning
no.
up on point. And that's going to be, I think, a draw. Yep, that's a draw. We're going to map 4.
Well, I guess that was one of the bloodiest, fastest,
That was
like, biggest brawl of a match that we've probably seen on stream.
Yeah, these two teams really just slugging each other, honestly.
Yep.
Just, oh.
Okay, so that is a draw. Maxwell, do you know what that means for if Arcadia were to pick up the next 2 maps? How that plays out at all?
I think it goes to another control point.
Okay.
And let me check something, because it should be the away team who would get to pick that map.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know who the away team is here, so I'm just gonna quickly pull up the match.
Well, either way, we will be heading into a game 4, which is hype. You know, we have a lot of 3-0s on stream. Going either way, it seems to be a lot of 3-0s. So a game 4 is very exciting, especially off the back of the one that we just saw. Both teams just slinging punches back and forth. Yeah, so a map 4 is going to be exciting. We'll see what the pick is. We do have a 1 second coming from the side.
Yeah,
of
we
New
have
York,
got a
so.
bit of a delay here, because one of the players having to reconnect, maybe restart something on his computer. I don't know. But yeah, depending on what it looks like for the time, I don't think we're going to need to go to a break, just because he said 1 sec. That typically means pretty short.
Maxwell, do you know what the next map pick is?
So it should be hybrid.
Okay.
Typically, that means King's Row.
Indeed.
That's typically just how it goes. New York petitioning to have our coach Cuckrat come up on their side on the Junkrat. So hopefully not, because I know that Junkrat is pretty crazy.
But we spoke before the Volskaya map, how Arcadia needed to find an answer to what New York was doing. You know, after watching Volskaya, you know, very close map, of course, ending in a draw, but I'm not completely convinced that Arcadia has found that answer that we're talking about. So what do you think, heading into map 4, what can Arcadia do here?
It's very interesting, because New York, very, very unpredictable. We had an unpredictable match yesterday with the Bastion Sim, brought that up, and bringing out some really unconventional stuff. But this team, taking that to another level, playing pretty much every hero but Doomfist, as you said last week. I wouldn't be surprised to see them They played Doomfist? Oh my god, they did!
On Busan.
They've played everything. I think maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. Looking like one of their players is just kind of not responding. They're hoping he comes back, but they don't really have any word from him, so we might actually need to take it to a break after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so it looks like we'll be heading to a little break here. But we'll be back as soon as possible whenever New York is able to get their players back.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Arcadia quarterfinals.
In a forgotten world, we
Welcome back after the short break. Thank you for for understanding. We're gonna be getting into the next game here, which is looking like Kings Row. We have a couple R's from both sides as New York gets their player back, and yeah, we're gonna be looking at Kings Row just like you said, Maxwell.
Yeah. So we should see the brawl here, just because it is so strong on this map. Even teams that try to run dive 24/7 will run brawl on this map, just because of how strong it is. Reinhardt's shields are literally built for the chokes here. They were designed at the same time. It's confirmed they're built for that. And so here we see the Reinhardt's coming out. Roaring Iron actually swapping to the Winston just to spite me. But yeah, I like this. I like this Reaper Widow. It's been coming up with some really great results so far. But yeah, and once again, another unpredictable comp coming out for New York Tech Cybears. Yeah, but this is so far the strongest thing Arcadia's brought out on this series. Kojo looking insane on the Zarya.
Yeah, Kojo was messing it up last map.
Yeah.
Guy with the Zarya staying very high percentage on his charge, so dishing out a ton of damage. As New York is looking to push into the point here, it will be a classic Reinhardt brawl in the front line. His backline damage is looking to do a lot. King Waffle getting a nice pick onto Pluto. There will be no mercy to res him, so there will be one Pluto down. Oh, getting a nice charge on Electric. That's both DPS falling and both tanks. And that'll just be super clean. Immediate push from New York. Gonna be catching up on this first point, and they will work on pushing the payload.
Doesn't look like we've got any far spawns. So Arcadia can push this in. They got kill on the Reinhardt. Hanzo really low. They can hold this choke here, which is what you want to do on King's Row second.
Right.
Because this is really one of the only defensible spots.
Yep.
You hold here, and if you can keep the fight at this choke, then you can respawn in time to recontest at the either the corner or the final part of the point. This part of the map just typically goes so fast. So for Arcadia to be able to take the fight here in the archway, really big.
Yeah, the hammer down comes out.
Kojo blocking he did block the Earth Shatter with his bubble.
Yeah, the Earth Shatter gonna come up big.
They should get the main tanks here.
New York is gonna get a bunch.
Equally
Duck
big
went to
shatter,
Earth
but no follow-up.
No follow-up, and everybody was antied, so a little bit of an awkward ultimate usage as Latrick is gonna fall as well, and New York gained some very big ground with the payload.
Depending on what we see here from Arcadia, this could be the point. Most teams don't try to contest here just because you're going uphill. And it is so hard to contest it.
Looks like Coach is gonna move up.
It looks like they get it.
Latrick Death Blossom's gonna come, but nothing really from it as the dragons come out in response, and that's gonna be big
spent
build.
there.
That was a lot spent for pretty much nothing gained on the side of Arcadia.
But if you're gonna make that gamble with the contest there, they are on Mulin right now.
Oh, and the Mighty Duck is cooped up. Gonna be staying alive though as Kojo moves forward as well. King
Roaring
Waffle gets a
Iron
nice kill.
constantly getting picked off early here. This could be a weakness that Arcadia could try to exploit if they're
it's
looking
hard
to do
exploit when the Mighty
the
Duck is down
5-minute
as well.
hold.
Yeah, the 5-minute hold.
The 5-minute hold would not be our first 5-minute hold here on King's Row.
True, very true.
What we always look for but can't exactly expect.
New York is pushing up here. Arcadia's gonna be fighting up the hill here.
5 ults for New York, and they are
Dragons come out
pressing
again.
Q.
They are pressing Q. But is it working? That's the big question. As Crusher gets a boop off the map, Latrik's gonna get a kill as well.
King Waffle with
takes
the
out
fadeaway
Pluto,
pick.
But it's gets him.
They know they can't win this fight here. There's only 3 of them, and the spawn's so strong.
Yeah, the spawn is very, very close here. So hard point to take. New York posturing very aggressively as Roaring Iron is battling Mighty Duck
Gets the
again.
tank.
Grab comes out, but
Looking to
it's
build
gonna be
the
picked.
shatter.
Pluto gets one on Gemini, and King Waffle answers on Muleland. Mighty
Oh!
Duck charges in, taking out Roaring
Big
Iron.
charge.
Nice charge, gets traded. Gets the answer though, as King Waffle gets another pick onto the DPS of Arcadia. King Waffle
Arcadia,
looking
what they
very
want to do
proficient.
here is slow down the fight to get their respawns. Bob coming out is really big here
Bob
because
coming out.
their DPS and healers cannot push out of that room.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will get picked off by him. So that just separates the Hanzo and Zarya, allowing them to retake the control of the map.
Yeah, payload getting very close as Kojo hits the ball swap in the times of need.
He is swapping back to the Zarya. Arcadia feeling confident in their ability to hold this front line with 5.
We'll see if that is true though. The grab comes out for New York
Grab
with the dragons on
dragons.
top of it, and that's just going to be so much damage.
Latrick trying to clean up in the back, make up for the losses from the dragons, but can he make it to the point in time?
No, it looks like the aim hacks are going to come out, and they are just too strong as Lion is going to get a couple kills, and that's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, the ball swap showing to not really be all that necessary, and actually ending up being the bane here for Arcadia, because
Yeah.
Kojo having to go back to the spawn, swap to Zarya. By the time he gets back to the fight,
It's already
New York's
over.
yes, the Cybears are already on the Knights, and they're already getting picks. So I would have preferred to see him commit to the ball there, use that hero for that fight,
And
and
swap
then
back.
maybe swap back after that, depending on how much damage, how much value you've been getting. Like if you're 80 to mines, you can probably get a pile driver, build mines, put it down, and then swap back. But that swap proving to be, although it's something that Kojo looks really good on, being the Achilles heel here for the 3rd point.
Yep, and New York ending up with 2 minute 44 seconds on the clock, so we'll see if Arcadia can beat that time
You're making too much noise.
and make Kings Row the any percent speed run that they need.
You're making too much music.
Pluto will be on the Widowmaker. Gonna be
Looking like
for
he's
big
gonna
picks.
go for a early pick.
Can he make it?
Coming out with the team. So not gonna sit up in the window. Grapple shot. And nothing.
And nothing. Arcadia will play around the statue here as they're trying to look
Latrick getting pretty low.
onward on here. Ooh. Going for a cheeky teleport. Look where Arcadia is in the house.
Oh my god. King Waffle getting a huge pick on the main support. Arcadia can't push in here, but they can't stay there either. They're in the back line. They're just going to keep taking pressure. They need to commit, die, and start a new fight.
Yup. Pluto is going to be taken down, so they're going to have to wait on this respawn. Arcadia's in a very, very awkward position here, as they're just taking a lot of fire on this high ground, but they're holding out as time keeps burning. Gonna see what their next action is, because it looks really awkward. Ooh, Mighty Duck gets blown up.
Yeah,
And it
the
looks like
problem there is, while they're just sitting there, the Cybears are able to just position themselves in a great spot to avoid the wraparound. When you're doing this rotation, you need to do it quick. Otherwise, they're able to reposition, get in a better spot.
Yeah, you're not gonna catch anybody out if they know it's coming. Bob comes out, gonna be hitting Latrick, but he's able to just ghost walk away.
Hiding behind the Looks like a mailbox.
Oh, Waffle gonna get a nice pick on the Pluto there. Headshot with the sonar dart. And, the
King
recon
Waffle
arrow.
constantly getting these early game picks.
Yeah, King Waffle hitting in headshots when they really need them. Coalescence will come out as Arcadia starts to make a push here. Hammer down, or Earthshatter comes out, gonna be answered. Dragon's coming out after the sound break comes down. Hammer down for Arcadia comes out, answered with the grab, but the picks are for Arcadia.
Yeah, just cleaning up here. If they can get the Zarya, keep her from retaining her charge, that's big. Kojo does it, and this is first point.
First point gonna be going off for Arcadia. They're gonna be looking to push the payload, and we do have a far spawn for New York. So,
On the Zarya that they
Yeah.
staggered out, if they can
gonna
push
have
in
to
here,
wait.
their tank presence will be so much stronger.
Arcadia trying to get the push here through the choke. The Zarya did make it back for New York, so we'll see. Grab comes out, solo grab. Bob comes out, gets hit by the grab. And that's going to be a really beefy front line that Arcadia has to work its way through. So
Yeah.
they're going to opt to just wait out the Bob.
An unconventional counter to grab, but it did its job.
It did do its job. It's exactly what they needed to stop Arcadia's push. You see them falling back, waiting for the Mighty Duck. New York looking for stagger kills, playing extremely aggressive, but ultimately going to be backing off and just looking to get their positioning to defend the payload here.
Oh, Ana, so low.
Coalescence comes out for the side of Arcadia. It's going to be answered by the Dragons. It's going to do enough damage though. Nobody will fall for them.
Crusher 99
Earthshatter
going
gonna be
after
coming
the
down.
back line.
Sorry, are going to be getting a kill.
He's on the Ash.
Reinhardt is
Oh.
boosted. Oh, the
King
McNeil
Waffle.
High Noon gets fallen there. King Waffle doing a lot of damage here, taking out Crusher as well as Roaring Iron gets a smack onto Kojo. And that's going to be their Arcadia team falling. They need to hit a regroup here.
Pluto
Really-
swapping to the Widow, looking for the same pick value that as
Ooh,
King
gets
Waffle. Spawns. The
Gets
Mercy
King Waffle.
too far in the back to get this res. So Arcadia able to just run up here. King Waffle was the main source of their shield pressure. So Reinhardt able to just kind of walk up and know that his shield will hold when he gets low health.
Bob comes out for the side of New York. It's going to be really awkward. They can't make the push on the payload here. It's kind of stuck inside of the choke point, and they're not able to capitalize off of the King Waffle pick as much as they wanted to.
Kojo in a good opportunity here for a big grab. They're all on top of each other.
Earthshatter comes out big, getting a couple there. The grab comes out for New York with the grab. Dragons just dumping all of their ultimates onto Arcadia.
And there is no escape except maybe for Mulin. Looking like she's gonna get out with her life.
Yeah, Mulin and Pluto, the only survivors from the team fight that happens there.
Okay, Ash and Mercy coming up to the high ground.
Yeah, great defense from New York, but that was all of their cooldowns used. Aside from the nano coming out on Brandon very soon, but grab
Oh,
comes
Pluto!
out from Kojo, but
He might die from the fire though.
yeah, he will fall down.
But a great reaction. When you're under
Reinhardt being boosted. We'll see how the fight pans out there. It is going to be a Reinhardt brawl, but Mighty Duck's going to fall to Brandon. The sound barrier
the
comes
beat
out.
re-engage.
Latrick
They're,
is
they're
gonna be
after
coming
this.
in.
They're after this Zarya. She gets to the back, nice and safe.
Oh, look at the Zarya beam. A lot of power behind it. Ooh, Earthshatter comes out. That's going to be a lot of damage as the tanks are just going crazy for New York.
Alright, we're gonna have to look to Crusher 99 here to touch.
Oh, grab comes out and it's just going to stop any opportunity.
Doesn't
to
look
cut.
like he can roll out there. And that's gonna be the series here. 3-0 to 1. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, 301.
Yeah, I mean, very, very clean play from the side of New York. But as we said at the end of Oskaya, this whole series, one of the bloodiest that we've seen on stream. Both of
Yeah.
these teams just absolutely smacking the crap out of each other, back and forth. Um, even if those map wins for New York, they were very close at times. Arcadia coming on top in a lot of the team fights. Busan being a map that was ended 2-1, uh, very close map. And Arcadia really showing themselves in this final game for playoffs. Making it to top eight through whatever circumstances, but making it to top eight and having a really really good performance today against New York.
Yeah, this is once again nothing to be ashamed of. They held their own against a top 8 team, and they looked pretty good. Pluto bringing
Mhm.
out the McCree, a pick we haven't really seen a lot from him. Typically, we'll see that from Fuffy, but Pluto bringing it out today, looking really good, getting a lot of damage. His high noons, excellent zoning. So showing they can even play some things that we haven't really seen too much from them, even under these harsh circumstances.
Mhm. But it looks like that is going to be, wrapping up Arcadia's ECAC season. Very entertaining to watch their play through NACE, through ECAC, and watching this Overwatch team grow and compete, and get definitely improve very much so over time. We've seen interviews with the players and everything, and it's really great to watch this team play and watch this team grow week after week. Um, but that is going to be wrapping up our day
Um,
of casting. However, we should
yeah.
have a post match interview with one of the members for Arcadia, so we can talk a little bit more about how these seasons wrapped up for them and what they're looking forward to moving in the future. So right now we're going to go to a little bit of a break, and we should be back later with a player interview. So stay tuned for that.
Little tease here, real quick.
Little
Might
tease.
not be a player interview.
Okay, hey, may not be a player
I'll leave you
interview.
with that. Okay, we are back, and our interview for today is the head coach of Overwatch and League of Legends. We have Josh.
Hello, everybody.
Awesome set. Really exciting and fun to cast. For rounding out the ECAC playoff season. How did you feel kind of going into it, and after playing it? Them being previous scrim partners. How was that?
So we've always had a great relationship with NYIT. They've been great scrim partners for us in the past. We know a lot of the team members on their side, so we're very friendly with each other. It's always a good time whenever we get to face each other in these kinds of tournaments. It was a great set of matches today, as usual. Going into it, it felt a little weird at first because technically we weren't expecting to even be continuing to play in ECAC, so
Mm-hmm.
that was it was kind of weird at first, but then we got amped up about it. We got excited about it. We came in with high energy, I think, today, excited to have another opportunity to show what we got up on the big stage and top 8 nonetheless, which is I think far above and beyond my expectations for this season. The amount of growth and improvement that I've seen in the team from year one to now has been just amazing, and I'm super happy with how things have panned out at the end of this semester.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely. I was talking a little bit with Maxwell. We've seen so much growth from the Overwatch team coming from even just this year. I know you mentioned year one, but like just from the first week of NACE and even that preseason game that watched to the matches of last week and the match of today. The growth has been insane, and we've seen different compositions come out, and having interviews with all of the individual players on the team. There seems to be a real cohesion, and everybody enjoys playing with each other, and it's just really awesome to hear that from the players.
Yeah, I think definitely a big factor is the fact that until basically just this like last week, we were playing Overwatch together as a team, 4 nights a week.
Hmm.
So it's just getting those games in together, getting more time in as a team. The players and the teammates, they'll become more comfortable with each other, both in and outside of the game, which then will translate inside of the game, right? Just playing the game more in general as well. I think really really sets the tone and really helps accentuate that improvement and get it going at a faster pace, which is what I'm sure you noticed, and I definitely agree. Just having those 4 days a week definitely ramped up our speed of progression for the team, I think, and also having 3 of those 4 nights being competition nights. Was, I think, an extra big thing too, because it's one thing to play in practice or in a scrim, but the players, I think, and myself get that extra level of motivation when we're competing in these actual competitions.
For sure.
Yeah, and as a player, these competition matches are so very different because you see how you act under pressure, and then when you go back and VOD these matches, you can work to get rid of those kinks that you build up, and so like, all right, I don't know how I'm already messing this up, but like VODing like a practice does is so different from voting a actual match, because like in practice you're like, okay, we'll try this, do that, whatever, and then in a match there's stuff on the line and you feel the pressure and you act differently. And
Yeah.
so to see how you act under pressure and be able to look at that under a deeper lens, it gets so much more value than just like the sort of practice like every twice every week, just kind of go on ranked, just ruin some kids' days because you're esports players and stuff like that. Like bringing the VODs to practices has definitely brought a lot of improvement to both B team and A team, most notably.
Yeah, and I think both of those types of practices both have value in their own ways, right? And everybody's different, right? Some people take away more and enjoy more the VOD review sessions, whereas others, just like to learn by doing, learn by playing, right? So I try to balance it out in a way that facilitates an environment where everybody can be learning and improving, but also that we're doing it as a team, right? So even if somebody might not like this, you put up with it for a day, you show up, you put in the effort, and you take away from it as much as you can. And then on the other day, you'll get to do what you want to do. That's the goal, right? Is that so that everybody who learns in a different way and at a different pace, at the end of the day, we're all still learning and improving together as a team, and trying to cater to everybody's wants and needs as much as I can.
Yeah, and I I can personally vouch you've been doing a great job on that. So
Hey, I
way to go.
appreciate it. I'll take the horn, all the horn tooting I can get.
Toot toot.
uh, but yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic to watch and cast the Overwatch team this season. Obviously, like you said, a very great performance this entire season. And I'm sure you're extremely proud and happy of the results. But I guess where does the Overwatch team go from here? What's the next competition we're looking at, and what are you looking forward to working on in the practice and a little bit of off time that you have?
Yeah, so in terms of competitions coming up, I believe we're going to see a continuation of ECAC competition in the spring semester. We might also see a return of the NACE competition. I'm not 100% confirmed on that one. If there is no NACE, then we might be looking into something like TESPA. But regardless, you should see at least one, if not two, more competitions to come in spring. We'll be looking to at least match our performance, if not improve it. Obviously, that would be the goal. We'll be working still in our off time in this off season, still practicing, still grinding away, still looking to improve. Any metagame shifts that come up, we'll obviously be discussing and practicing and looking to jump on, whatever the most OP compositions are in the meta, as that's always ever evolving and ever changing. Um, but yeah, so expect to definitely see more for us. And even though we're going to be on a break from being on stream and playing in competitions, we won't be on a break from practicing and improving on the game. So definitely look forward to seeing us come back stronger than ever in spring.
Awesome. Well, Josh, I want to thank you so much for coming up for the interview tonight. Really great game performance. Shame that the season has to come to an end. However, it was very exciting watching these. So thanks again for coming up tonight and doing the final interview of the season. And thanks for coaching up all the kids. So we have some really entertaining matches to watch. It was a pleasure casting all of these for Arcadia Esports.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I always leave up the stream with just a little tad bit of volume while I'm spectating the matches, and you guys have always done a great job casting, all the casters, Maxwell, Garrett, Orbits, all of you guys have all done a fantastic job. Bills, I think, come in a time or two. Um, really, and stream production as well. It's all been really great. Intern Brian's the man. So definitely shouts out to all you guys as well. And yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
Of course.
Spam that suction in chat to show your appreciation. We try to do that at the beginning of the stream to get things moving along, give us some good luck, and it's worked pretty well. I think the stream's been looking pretty smooth.
Mhm.
So you should be able to see the spring semester really high quality.
Yeah, but Maxwell, I guess that's the last Overwatch casting for us this
Yeah.
semester. It's been such a pleasure, working with you, casting, doing this stuff. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, it's
Um,
been a lot of fun to not only get to watch the matches of my team, but to get to cast them and share them with other people. So it's been a blast.
yeah, I hope everybody in the chat has been really enjoying the Overwatch content that the team is bringing, and the rest that Arcadia Esports has to offer. Big shout out to intern Brian. He's a dude doing production. We're on camera, we're casting. But big shout out to Brian. He is doing literally everything else that you're seeing on screen besides our faces. Um, so
Yeah, we're the ones doing our faces.
Yeah, we're the ones doing our faces. But otherwise, everything is him. So, drop a sub to the channel. We'll still be going through the rest of our games. Overwatch might be over, but the other games are still kicking. So, we still have a pretty packed schedule for a bunch of content. So hit a sub. But as far as Overwatch, we'll be back next semester, and we'll hope to see you there. So make sure you come back when the time is. Uh, but for that, I guess we'll leave you for the night. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, watching Overwatch's final game, and I hope you have a good rest of your week.
And if I don't see you guys for any of the other esports, then I will see you in the spring.
Bye, guys.